Dear viewers, this is part 4 of our series on NRIs shifting back to India, what they need to do. In part 4, I am going to talk to you about all the things that you need to do once you reach back to India. What are the things you should concentrate upon? This is NRI Money Clinic for you, and I am Dr. Chandrakant Bhatt, investment consultant and a financial planner.
NRI Money Clinic. No hype, just the right advice.
Dear viewers, this is the last episode on our series for NRIs planning to shift back to India permanently. Earlier to this, we have released part 1, part 2 and part 3. If you have missed them, in the card section here, I'll be providing a link to all the 3 episodes. Make sure you check out on them. By the way, if you are watching this program for the first time, or if you are yet to subscribe for this channel, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel and press the bell icon. Now that you have reached to India, you have to concentrate on a lot of things and you need to do a lot of things. The first thing that you have to do is changing of your bank accounts. When you are an NRI, you are using your NRE and NRO accounts. Now once you become a resident individual, then these NRE and NRO accounts have to be converted into resident saving bank accounts. NRE and NRO accounts have to be closed immediately. Now people may ask me this question, now I land in India tomorrow morning, should I go to bank immediately? You can take your reasonable amount of time. I would say a maximum of not more than 3 months to go and approach your bank, inform them when you have reached back to India and convert your NRE and NRO accounts to a resident account. You lose your NRI status once you go back to India with an intention to stay there for an uncertain period of time. When you are converting your NRE and NRO account into resident accounts, you have to keep a few things in your mind. Number 1, now as an NRI, you would have booked this NRE FDs for a longer duration of time. Let's say you have booked this NRE FDs for 10 years and this has, let's say, 9% rate of interest when you book this FD. Should you close these fixed deposits just because you lost your NRI status? The answer is no. You don't have to close these FDs. All that you have to do is you have to convert this NRE FD into a resident FD, and whatever is the booked rate of interest, that will continue. The only change that happens is the interest that you earn on these resident FDs will become taxable once you get the resident status in India. One another thing that you have to keep in mind before you close your NRE account is you think about whether you need any foreign currency going forward. Are there any liabilities you have left overseas for which you have to send dollars or some other currency? Or do you need money for your children's education? If that were to be the case, it's a good idea to use some of the money which is there in your NRE account into a foreign currency and convert this into a resident foreign currency account or RFC account. See, when you close your NRE and NRO account, the standing instructions which were there on these accounts will also stop. You might have been paying for your home loan or some other commitments by a way of a standing instruction on these accounts. When you close these NRE and NRO account, make sure that you start one more standing instruction to cater to your needs using your resident saving bank account. As a NRI, you would have invested in an FCNR deposit. If you have an FCNR deposit, they can be continued till the date of their maturity. Once these FCNR deposits mature, you have to decide what you want to do with it. You can either convert the money into rupees and give credit to your resident savings bank account, or it can be continued as RFC account or resident foreign currency account. If you are watching this program for the first time and if you do not know what an RFC account is, I had done a video earlier about RFC account. I will be providing a link for this RFC account here in the card section above. You can check out on that and know everything that you need to know about these RFC accounts. Changing of NRE and NRO accounts into resident savings bank account will have some consequences. Now, when you had these NRE and NRO accounts, you would have invested in some shares through a demat account. These demat accounts would have been attached to this NRE and NRO accounts. The moment you close these NRE and NRO accounts, your demat account should also be attached to the resident saving bank account. Similarly, you would have invested in the mutual funds using these NRE and NRO accounts. Even in case of mutual fund, all the folios have to be reattached to the new resident saving bank account. The next thing that you have to work on is your mutual fund portfolio. As a NRI, you would have invested in mutual funds. Now, these mutual funds for taxation purpose have been categorized as non-resident basis. Now, this non-resident basis tax status has to be changed to resident basis in both NRE and NRO account linked mutual funds. There is a procedure to follow in this particular case. If you are working with a mutual fund distributor, contact them and they will guide you how to do it. If you are a do-it-yourself investor, you may have to walk into one of the branches of these mutual funds where you have invested, and you can take the help of the branch to change the tax status. Your bank account has to be changed from NRE and NRO to a resident status in all the folios where you have invested in the mutual funds. The next thing that you have to work on is your demat account and the trading account. As a NRI, you would have invested in shares using these NRE and NRO account. It will have a tax status of a non-resident individual. Once you become a resident, these accounts have to be converted into a tax status known as resident individual. This involves change of bank accounts in your demat account. If you have invested through one of the banks, go to the bank branch and get it changed. Or if your trading account and the demat account is with one of the brokers, walk into their office and ask them to change the tax status to a resident individual. The next important step that you have to take is identify a good, professional, competent chartered accountant and go and meet them. When you sit in front of them, discuss all the financial affairs that you have. How much of fixed deposits you are having, what kind of an investments you are having overseas, are there any properties outside of India, are they generating any income outside of India, are there any dollar related or any overseas investments that you have done, and check from them what could be the tax implication of all these financial affairs. Also check what happens to your tax status when you reach India. Some of the individuals who have stayed outside of India for many years can be categorized as RNOR status. Now, this RNOR status can give you some tax break for a 1 or 2 years period of time. So, you check all these with chartered accountant. When you get to know what is the tax implication that you might have, that gives you a possibility to work on how to minimize or how to reduce or how to postpone your tax implications. After you meet your chartered accountant, the next person you should meet is a financial planner. What is the role of a financial planner? Now, the financial planner takes stock of all the things that you have. He takes his inputs from his chartered accountant and then he plans his activity beyond this point. Do you need a pension? How you can reduce your tax burden? What are the other things that you need to be doing in your current circumstances? How the risk profiling of your investments have to be categorized as. All these aspects of your financial affairs can be taken care by a financial planner. Dear viewers, if you have a financial planner back home in India, fine, you continue to work with them. If you don't have one and if you are looking to engage the services of a financial planner, you can always use my services as well. I have provided my contact details here on the screen. You can reach out to me through WhatsApp on the number that I have shown on the screen. Feel free to contact anytime in case if you are returning back to India, you need to do your planning, you need to do your tax planning or any kind of a financial planning, you can reach out to me anytime. One another most important step that you have to follow is when you reach India, please buy a health insurance plan. If you have already purchased it before you reached India, excellent. If you don't have one, immediately buy health insurance in India. Health related expenses are no more cheap in India. You must be having a health insurance. Buy health insurance, buy health insurance in sufficient amount. Don't get restricted yourself to 1 lakh, 2 lakh kind of an health cover. Make sure at least you have minimum 10 lakhs. I would ideally say have an health insurance coverage up to 25 lakhs for the entire family. Dear viewers, finally a word of caution for you. The word NRI is a very attractive term. People back home in India think that you have tons of cash, unlimited cash. When you go back to India, winding up your business or employment from outside, people know that you have lots of cash parked in your bank accounts. The relationship managers in the bank will be too attracted to you at that point of time. There are property dealers, there are agents selling insurance plan, and almost all kinds of persons will come and get attracted to you. They come with lot of propositions. They think you are going to make a lot of money by putting this money in plan A, plan B, plan C kind of a thing. My best advice for you is just avoid these people. If they come and give you proposition, the way to avoid them is just tell them that you will take the opinion of financial planners and just avoid it. Don't be impulsive and putting your hard-earned money into plans and lose this money. Now if you do the mistake, you cannot go back and earn this money all over again. Dear viewers, with this I conclude this part 4 and this series on NRIs shifting back to India, what they need to do. I only wish you a very healthy, happy golden years from here onwards. Dear viewers, if you think the topic that I discussed today was useful to you, give me a thumbs up. Do not forget to share this video with your friends and relatives. Thank you very much for watching this episode on NRI Money Clinic. I will be back with you with one another topic and one another video very soon. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Press the bell icon for more details and subscribe our channel.